Yo, trade recap for April 10th. So these are the shorts I call on NQ today, and I'll just be breaking it down. So going into the morning, I was anticipating lower prices. As you can see, we're trading lower. We have this bearish price action. And I also noticed that we also had this 1 hour SIBI. So once we swept this hourly high, I was anticipating, internal range liquidity to external range liquidity because we had this London low down here. This was my target. So drop down to the lower time frame. We had this sweep and then boom. Going into the morning pre-market before news dropped, I noticed that we had this CISD confirmation. Once this candle closed below this consecutive up close candle right here, this confirms the CISD once this candle closes below the open. So we got our CISD confirmation, and then I set my limit order on this 5-minute candle that took out the high. So I set my limit order on this candle. This was the turtle soup candle, right? So this was my order right here, and 8:30 news dropped. Tapped me in. I ended up expanding my stop loss a little bit, right? So usually my stop loss would have been right here, but since we had the 8:30 news drop, I gave it some room because I know it can be pretty volatile. So instead of putting it, at this 15-minute CISD candle high, I actually ended up extending it. I made it a little bit wider, put it at this high right here, and as you can see, came up pretty close to it. Got respected, and then price chopped a little bit, and then we finally went to my TP. I was in this trade from 8:30 to 9:40, so about an hour 10 minutes. But pretty good trade today. Pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. It was pretty obvious that we wanted to go lower. Internal range liquidity to external range liquidity. So range high to range low, pretty much. And then we actually ended up going a lot lower, but I'm not really worried about that. I got my piece of the pie, and then that was it for today. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And if y'all want to trade live with me every day, my Discord link will be in the description.